Hey guys, so today we are going to be working on Everyday Math Lesson 6.10, and this is a lesson. It kind of goes off of what we learned about parentheses last week, and it's called Order of Operations. Now, we're not going to use all of the orders of operations because we're not into them quite yet, but we will be learning about the different things that we will be doing and how we complete math problems. So, your first assignment is math boxes, and then you will have a home link. And then I just have a short video for you to watch that tells you a little bit more about order of operations. So, the goal for today is I can use the order of operations to solve multi step problems. All right, so we learned last week that when we see problems like this, we have to do the parentheses first. So I write in the answer for 5 times 1 because it's in parentheses, and that's 5. And then I subtract 5 minus 5. So I go from what this would be, and then I do what the rest of the problem says. So that is 0. Problem number 1 is 0. All right, the second one, I do the parentheses first. So 2 times 2 is 4. And then I have to solve for the rest of the problem, which is 8 plus what was there, 4, and that is 12. All right, go ahead and do the third one on your own. You should have said 20. So 6 plus 4 is 10 because we do the parentheses first. And then we go from left to right. 10 times 2 is 20. Number 4, you should have said the answer is 30. So 5 times 3 is 15. 15 plus 15 is 30. The fifth one, you should have said the answer is 30 as well. 5 times 2 in parentheses is 10. Then we do the rest of what the problem says. 40 minus what would be left is 10 is 30. And the final one, you should have said the answer is 200. You do 10 times 10 is 100. 100 plus 100 is 200. So we're going to go into this and explain even more how we use parentheses and how we use order of operations to solve these problems. So you need to turn in your book to page 211. And on page 211, I want you to solve the problem at the top before continuing. So let's solve this together now. Tilde and Harrison visit the dollar store. Tilde figures out how much she needs to pay by writing 1 plus 4 times 2 equals 10. Tilde says she needs $10. She asks Harrison to check her work, and he says she only needs $9. Insert parentheses in the problems to show how Hildy got 10, or how Tilde got 10. So I want to figure out what she did to solve this. I'm going to need to try to put my parentheses in a couple different ways. So if I put my parentheses around the first part, 1 plus 4 is 5. And then I can do 5 times 2, that equals 10. So I do need to put my parentheses around the 1 plus 4. Now, let's see if we can figure out how Harrison got 9. I'm not going to put it around the 1 and the 4, so maybe the 4 and the 2. So I solve that first. 4 times 2 is 8. 8 plus 1 plus 8 is 9. So for Harrison, we had to put the parentheses around 4 times 2. All right, let's look at part 2 of this question. Tilde and Harrison could not agree about the correct amount. Tilde says, I want to buy 1 package of paper for $1 and 4 fashion pins for $2 each. Draw a picture to show what happened in this problem. So I know that she wants some paper and it's $1. And then she wants 4 fashion pens, and those are each 2. So it looks like that. Explain why Hildy changes her mind and now agrees with Harrison. Well, I'm going to look at this and I can see that she's got 4 2s. So I know that's 2 times 4. And then she's got another $1 over from the package of papers. So I think she would need to know how much the pens cost and then add them to how much the paper costs. So she changed her mind because she would have had to have solved how much the pens cost and then added it to the package of papers. Okay, so I keep using the same word, order of operations. And what order of operations are, they are just a set of rules that tell us what to do first, second, and so on in a multi-step number sentence. So there are certain things that you have to do in order. Forgetting about the right side right now, we have to do parentheses first, then exponents. Exponents is the one that I told you we aren't doing exponents yet in 3rd grade. But as you move up in different grades, you will start using exponents. So it's important to remember that after parentheses, you do exponents. Then you do multiplication and division, and you do addition and then subtraction. So if you notice the colors, parentheses yellow, exponents green, I did multiplication and division in light blue. And the reason that I did that is because if there's multiplication or division in the number story, you solve those problems from left to right, like if you were reading it. So it doesn't mean I have to do multiplication first. It doesn't mean I have to do division first. I just have to do multiplication or division in order from left to right. Same thing with addition. It's in purple because those two things go together, and I'm not solving them addition first, then subtraction. I'm solving addition and subtraction from left to right. Some people use a little saying to help them remember the order of operations, and it can be, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. So P stands for parentheses, the E in excuse is exponents, M for multiplication, D for division, A for add, and then S for subtract. So that's one way that it can help you to remember what order to solve the problems. Okay, so let's look at the next page. And we're just going to solve these first, solve these together. And I have the order of operations on the page. And we're going to go through all of them together to make sure that we're adding in the correct order. So the first one says 3 plus 4 times 2. So as I look at this, I don't see any parentheses. Remember, we don't have exponents, but I do see multiply. I see 4 times 2. So I'm going to solve that first, and that is 8. Then I go back and I can see that there's an addition. So I have to do 3 plus 8, and that is 11. So remember, there is multiplying. We do that before we add or subtract. If we were to just solve from left to right, it would give us a completely different problem. We would have 3 plus 4 is 7, and then 7 times 2 is 14. That is not the correct way because it's not following the order of operations. All right, let's look at another one. We have 8 minus 2 times 3. So again, I don't have any parentheses. I won't have exponents, but I'm going to go to multiplication division, and I can see that there is a multiplication problem in here. 2 times 3. So I solve that first. 2 times 3 is 6. And then I look for my next set of problems, and I can see that there's a subtraction. So I'm going to do 8 minus the 6 that I found, and that is 2. All right, let's look at some more. Tell me, how would you solve this one? What's the answer for 15 minus 8 plus 2? You should have said the answer is 9. So when we look at this, there's no parentheses, no exponents, no multiplication, no division. So I'm left with add and subtract. Now remember, it doesn't matter which order we do first. We don't have to do add first. We just have to move from left to right because I have a subtract and an add. So I'm just going to solve it from left to right. And 15 minus 8 is 7. And then I have to add 2 more to get 9. Let's look at the next one. So going through these parentheses, I do see a parenthesis right here. 15 minus 6 is 9. Don't have any exponents. I'm going to cross this off so I know that I found that answer. Multiplication division. I do see a multiplication division one right here. So I'm going to solve 9 divided by 9. And that equals 1. So 9 divided by 9 is 1. So I've got this part solved so far, and I'm left with 1. I'm going to go from left to right. 1 plus 5 is 6. This problem, the quantity of 15 minus 6 divided by 9 plus 5 equals 6. If you are following the order of operations, you'll be able to solve these. Let's look at some more. Okay. 6 plus 5 times 3. We are going to look for parentheses. There are none. No exponents. I do see multiply, so I'm going to multiply 5 times 3, and that's 15. No division. I do have add, so I'm going to do 6 plus 15 is 21. So we're looking at this, and we're trying to figure out what could have happened if we got a different answer. So one way that I could have solved this is if I just went from left to right, I would have 33, because I would have done 6 plus 5 is 11 times 3 is 33. Those are two completely different problems. If we put this into our calculator, it'll show 33. But we have to use the order of operations to walk through each step. And we know that we have to multiply first. So the real answer is 21. All right, I want you to turn in your book to page 212. And we're going to be using the order of operations to solve each of our number sentences and make sure that we show our work, and making sure that we can check it following the order of operations. So remember, our order is parentheses, multiply or divide, add or subtract. So I'm looking at number 1, no parentheses, but I do see multiply. 3 times 3 is 9. So then I'm going to do 11 minus 9, and that equals 2. 11 minus 3 times 3 is 2. Multiply first, then subtract. All right, look at number 2. What is the answer? You should have said 7. So no parentheses. I'm going to multiply or divide. Well, I see a divide right here. So 5 divided by 3, 15 divided by 3 is 5. So now the rest of my number sentence becomes 5 plus 2, and that equals 7. So my answer is 7. All right, number 3. You should have came up with the answer 8. So parentheses, multiply or divide from left to right. So I see a divide and a multiply. I'm not going to do the multiply first. I have to go from left to right. So I'm going to do 20 divided by 5 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. Should have wrote that down. 4 times 2 equals 8. All right, last one. You should have the answer 8. No parentheses, multiply or divide. I see division right here. 4 divided by 2 is 2. And finally, add 6 plus 2 equals 8. It is so important that you are solving those parentheses or multiplication division first and writing the answer above that problem. It just helps you to keep your numbers straight so you know what the solution of one part is so that you can do the rest of the problem. So make sure that you are keeping track of your answers and you are writing those down. Okay, so when you go to do your work, you are going to work on your math boxes. Then you will watch this video. On parentheses, it's just a little video to show how you could use song to help you. So it's just a little fun song to help you with remembering the order. And then you have your home link that has the parentheses problems on there for you to solve.